We've already looked at some of the detailing in the wounds. Not surprisingly, for a sideshow, the dinosaurs themselves are well detailed, especially the focus areas like the heads. And I think this will delight and impress all but the most picky. I don't know a lot about dinosaur anatomy, so I could be wrong about some of my observations, but I'm really delighted by a few things. Firstly, the shape of the T-Rex head is one that I've seen messed up in a lot of models and many paintings. So I'm really delighted to have one that looks just right. The shape of the skull is one that I am not sure why it's messed up so often. For example, I have a couple of Carnegie models and they tend to end up very misshapen, both from front to back and side to side. But this one is an absolute delight. The detail I've talked about already. I've talked about the teeth, but even if you look here, the texturing on the tongue looks incredible. And the scales and the texture of the skin of the animal here is impressive. And one thing I do like, and I'm really delighted by as well, are these little skinny iconic forelimbs of the T-Rex. Now, I don't know why, but very often I also see models and drawings that have these a bit too large. I don't think a lot of people realize just how puny the forelimbs are in comparison to the size of the entire animal. But they're really puny in real life. And this sideshow seems to have it just right. Let's look now at the Triceratops. Once again, the detail is just incredible. Look at the skin texturing around the eyes, covering that fossa, and so just the way the skin is stretched around that open mouth, the skin of the cheek. I like too the way these occipital bones are all different, just as they would be in real life. Different sizes, different levels of pointiness, you know, and that's something you just don't get with a smaller mass-produced figure. The detailing on the horn and the beak. Now, you know, when you're looking at these fossil casts in a museum, it's easy to forget that things like the beaks and the horns were covered in real life by a sheath, and that sheath would have to be supplied by blood vessels because it is living tissue. So I think that's very well captured here. And I just wanted to describe try to show you the insane level of detail that's gone into this thing. I'll just set that aside for a minute. Now, what I'm going to show you here, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it. There. What you're looking at is a row of upper teeth on the roof of the mouth of the Triceratops. Now, who on earth would actually be looking inside? But, you know, that's the level of commitment to detail these sideshow sculptors have, and I've got to really hand it to them. And, well, when you look at this thing in person, live, it's very easy to forget the huge amount of money it took for you to own it. Now, overall, I thought this T-Rex could use a little bit more size, but according to the backstory provided by Sideshow, this was supposed to be a juvenile T-Rex, who made the big mistake of trying to bite off more than he could chew in taking on this adult bull Triceratops. So I guess it fits in with the story. And overall, the size of this diorama is actually... Sorry, diorama, is that the right word? I don't know. But the size of this Sideshow sculpture is actually quite small, because I've been thinking of getting the Stegosaurus, and that's 27 inches long, so no way. I wanted to get the Carnotaurus at quite a good price, but that's 18 inches long. So again, it's just impossible to fit into my display. But this guy is actually just, I think, about 12 inches tops. So he'd pretty much easily fit into any size cabinet. And I just wish, you know, they have more Sideshows of this size, because I've got a matching display cubicle that would just fit another Sideshow of this size, and they're all too huge. So, oh yes, finally a note on the number for those of you who care about these things. Mine is number 5 out of 200. So that's pretty early, not that I think it matters in long run. I like 5, it's a lucky number for me. But, well, they're supposed to be part of a run of 200. You know, so I really don't think it makes much of a difference unless you care about these things, and they're at the bottom of the base, so, well, nobody's going to know. And actually, you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of the death struggle between Professor Moriarty and Sherlock Holmes, leading to a tumble of these two arch enemies over the Reichenbach Falls. Now that's what this is. As a collector of various things, I know it's always easy to say, this is the last such and such I'll ever get, and then go back and renege on that. But this, I can truly say that if I didn't get another Sideshow dino or T-Rex from any other line, I'd be content. Seems like nice symmetry to me, that my first and final Sideshow echoes for me that final scene in The Final Problem. So till next time, have a great week ahead.